If you're proud of how little you sleep, this video is going to annoy you. I want you to stay anyway, because what I'm about to tell you is the most boring thing anyone's ever told you about your body. It happens to be the truth. The entire fitness industry, they can't make money on it. And everything you've been sold for the last 10 years, the powders, the protocols, the $15 bottle that promises you 20s back, all of it exists to distract you from how simple this actually is. Not easy, simple. There's a difference, and we're gonna get into it. There are 4 things that move a needle for a man over 40. They're free, they're gonna be boring, and almost nobody does all 4 at the same time. That's the whole secret. That's this video. One thing first, so you know why I'd know. I spent 27 years in the military, the last of them as a naval commander, making hard calls on no sleep with real consequences. I don't tell you the answer because it's boring, because I like boring. I tell you because boring is what actually works when it counts. So let's start with the one you're most proud of ignoring. When you were 32, your body covered for you. You could burn the sleep and pay for it later. Now past 40, the bill comes the same week. Deep sleep that actually repairs you is already shrinking every year on its own. So when you cut it, you're stealing from a tank that's already getting smaller anyway. And that is the part that should bother you. A lot of your testosterone gets made while you sleep. So the guy grinding on 4 hours to get ahead is quietly suppressing the exact hormone he is training and eating to protect. One short night also makes your body handle sugar worse the very next day. And the training itself, the muscle you're trying to build, that only gets built while you're asleep. You're doing the work and skipping the part where the work returns into results. You know the feeling, tired but wired, body's done, head won't shut off. That's not you being tough. After 40, your system runs harder at night and takes longer to calm down. And the cool part is this. What you're losing when you skip sleep is the thing you can't feel yourself losing. Now, the second one, and this one's already showing up on your body. You just filed it under the wrong name. You think you're aging. A lot of the time, under eating protein and watching the result in the mirror. The scale holds steady, so you think you're fine. But underneath, the muscle is leaving and the fat is taking its place at the same weight. You're back in the gym, doing the work, and the body isn't responding like it used to. So what do you blame? Your age. When really, all you're doing is asking your body to build with materials that you're not giving it. You're hungrier than you were at 30, grazing at night because protein is the thing that actually turns hunger off. Your grip's weaker, the stairs with the groceries are harder. You call getting it older. It's the early version of muscle loss, and it's the most preventable thing on the list. The target is roughly a gram of protein per pound of your target body weight, and most men eat about half that. Real food first, a shake to close the gap. And if you just thought, not me, I eat a ton of protein, you're exactly who I'm talking to. Because I want you to track it for one day. Actually track it. And you're going to be light by a lot. You called it 40, a lot of it was your breakfast. Third one, this is a big one. And it's the one most men your age get backwards. When you were 25, lifting was how you built something extra. After 40, it's the only thing standing between you and a decline that's already running whether you show up or not. Somewhere after 40, the default, it flips. Before doing nothing meant staying the same. Now doing nothing means losing muscle every single year. And at the same easy, comfortable going through the motions workout that used to be enough just to maintain, that's not even slow down the loss now. Because aging muscle needs real load just to get its attention. That's why the word heavy is in the sentence. And this is bigger than how you look. That muscle is the tissue that pulls the sugar out of your blood. It's the thing that decides whether you are strong and independent at 70 or fragile. Loading it defends your bones at the same time. You're not training for a beach body, you're training for the tissue that decides the back half of your life. Now, the cardio you swap for, it's good for your heart, so I'm not knocking it, but it barely touches the muscle loss that's actually taking your body apart. You picked a tool that doesn't fix the actual problem. Heavy lifting is the one that does. And heavy means heavy for you. Challenging and progressive overload. Don't go ego lifting your way to an injury. Last one, and it's for the guy who trains hard 3 days a week and thinks that covers it. 4 hard hours in the gym does not buy back 160 hours of sitting still. Your body keeps 2 separate accounts, and you've been paying into one and ignoring the other, then wondering why the numbers don't add up. Your hard sessions build one kind of fitness. They don't build your aerobic base, your engine, and the base is one of the strongest predictors we have of how long you live and how well you live. You build it going easier, longer, more often, which is the one thing your program probably has none of. On top of that, every time you move, you pull sugar out of your blood. So a 10-minute walk after a meal does something 3 gym sessions a week can't do for the meal you ate at your desk on Tuesday. You don't need to train more. You need to stop sitting like the training covered it, because it didn't, and it can't. And all of this lands in the same place. The real damage is happening in the hours you can't see, in the numbers you can't feel, which is exactly the problem that 4 pillars can't solve on their own. So let me be straight with you. because this is where most guys in my space would pivot and try to sell you something. Do those 4 things and nothing else, and you're going to beat 90% of the men your age. And I'm not going to pretend that the basics aren't most of the answer, because they are. But the basics have a limit they can't show you. They work on averages, and you're not average. The 4 pillars are the right starting line for most men over 40, and they still can't tell you that your testosterone is low, or that your inflammation is climbing, or that you've been training perfectly around a thyroid problem for 2 years, but feeling it the whole time. And everything I just told you to cut, the test boosters, the green powders, the 15-minute stack, all of it has one thing in common. Somebody sold it to you before anyone measured a single thing about you. That's the scam. Complexity sold to you blind. So I don't have an opinion on what you should add until I can actually see your blood. Neither should anyone else. For most men, the answer is you don't need anything. Just do those 4 things. For some men, the blood's going to tell you something that's actually wrong. And now we're not guessing, we're fixing. And I'll give you one number. It's called Apo B. You've probably never had it run because a standard cholesterol panel doesn't measure it. You have to ask for it specifically. It's silent, no symptom, and it doesn't care how lean you are or how hard you train. I've sat across from men who are the picture of health with a normal cholesterol panel and an Apo B that's telling a completely different story. You can't see this one from the outside. The mirror lies about it. And I'm not going to tell you the panel saves someone's life because that's not the honest version. The honest version is better. You catch a number that's quietly heading somewhere bad, years before it would ever land in front of you or your cardiologist. And because you caught it early, the fix is small. And what you do about it depends on what the blood says. And that's not me dodging. That's the whole point. Some of it's diet. And if it's serious, that conversation with a physician about whether medication makes sense, that's exactly why there's a doctor in this model and not just a coach. I can't see your blood from a video. And anybody who tell you what to take from here is just doing the exact thing I just told you to run from. That panel I keep mentioning, the full 80 markers, that's what I run with the men I work with inside the Executive Health Edge. If you want to stop guessing about the one engine you don't get a second of, the link's in the description. Either way, do those 4 things first. If this made you wonder what your blood is actually saying, that's the next conversation. I made a video on exactly that. What happens when the number that's off is your testosterone and what you should actually do about it.